What's going on, everyone? Zion Baldwin here, youth documentarian, and today I am here with
Tyrese Anderson Whittington. I'm from the UK, as you can tell. I live somewhere an hour away from London called Southend-on-Sea. Yeah.
Southend-on-Sea.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like on the coast in London, or in England, I should say.
On the coast in England.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, where'd you go to school?
So I don't know what you guys call it, but I went primary school somewhere called Beam County Primary School, and then for high school, I went somewhere called Southend High School for Boys.
Southend High School for Boys.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was all boys high school, all guys.
Yeah.
I can relate, man. I can relate. I went to all boys too.
You feel the pain.
I feel the pain. Indeed. It was a boarding school, so we lived together too.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah,
That's
we
worse.
didn't get to go home.
No, at least I could go home with my school, I guess.
Can you tell us a little bit about like your childhood, where you were raised, how you were raised, who you were raised with?
Okay, so I was raised in England. I've stayed there my whole life. I've only been abroad. I have been abroad a few times, but in terms of my childhood, I was raised in London, staying between my mums and dads, just they're not together, but spending time with them kind of separately. That was interesting. In retrospect, it's not that bad. I feel like it's led to me experiencing different parts of the world because I was able to experience the world through the perspective of my mom and my dad. I'm mixed race as well. I'm from loads of different countries, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana. I'm part Guyanese, part Nigerian, part Ghanaian, part Estonian, and yeah.
So the city is. Okay. So where are we at right now, and what are you doing here? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so right now I'm basically 3 weeks just finished high school. So I flew out here to join RHouse. Right now, I'm not 100% sure on where I want to be in the future or where I want to go, but this is a good opportunity for me to try and get that insight and just gain knowledge from different people and see where I can go from here.
And what is the RHouse exactly?
RHouse is a co-living, co-working space for Black technologists and their allies to work on their own projects together. So that means that people are coming here and they're doing their own projects, but they're able to speak to other people in the same kind of industry or with experience that they haven't got to give them kind of insight and perspective. And it's also an opportunity to speak to people who may have experienced things that they have experienced that other people they haven't. I'm saying it really badly, but it's an opportunity to speak to people in the same world and yeah.
No, you're good. I wanted to ask you, so are you working on a project right now, or what are you doing?
Right now, there's nothing I have decided I want to work on, but by coming here, I'm able to learn from people who are doing their own successful startups and less successful ones. Failures are part of the process too. You learn, you move on from there, and from this experience, if I ever have anything I want to do in the future in terms of startups, then I have the capabilities and contacts to do so.
I wanted to know what about tech interests you? Why you have an interest in tech?
I wouldn't say I'm the most passionate about tech myself. However, it's still quite interesting just to be able to engage with the world in a technological perspective. There's so much potential in the tech world, and you can do anything with that as long as you have the know-how.
Mm. Why would you? Is tech important to you? And if so, why or why not?
I would say that tech is an integral part of not just my but everyone's life. Like we're all interconnected through the web, and like most people have social media
Mm.
and are able to contact people and speak to people and stay in contact when otherwise you wouldn't be able to. So from that perspective, I'd say it's very important. And furthermore, there's also from like the professional standpoint, when you go into work, there's technologies that can revolutionize how you work, where you work. Like with COVID, when that hit, you had like Zoom and Teams coming in, and there's just so much potential.
What about tech interests you the most? I guess. What part? Is there a specific part you have?
Okay, for me, I would say the part of tech that interests me the most is the capability to create something from nothing. So, for example, when you're programming, you start with like the blank screen. There's nothing on there, and over time, that turns into an amazing program that you made yourself from scratch to do whatever you're capable of.
When it comes to coding, I guess like a lot of people said that they feared it, um, or like they're indifferent about it. They have mixed emotions about it. How do you feel towards coding? Where's your journey at with that?
Um, so I'm not too experienced, so I think I need to see that first of all.
Yeah.
But for me, it is a challenge at times, and it's very specific
Yeah.
when you want to do something. But I also think that's a part of the appeal. So for me, it's the capability to overcome that challenge
Okay.
that is so cool.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience being here at the RHouse? Like, how long have you been for, and how has it been for you so far?
Okay, so I've been here about a week, and so far, like, I have learned so much. Like, I came here not knowing anything about Web3 except Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Like that was basically my knowledge,
Right.
and it's only been a week, and I already have some kind of like idea of these technologies and the potential for like applications in the future. And I'm also able to speak to so many amazing people. Like everyone is so smart and they're doing all their own companies, and everyone is just amazing. And I'm able to stay here with all these people, and it excites me.
So, how would you say that learning has impacted you?
Um, I would say for me, I've never really been too into the kind of like learning as much as I would like to admit. But since I've come here, I've really enjoyed learning, and I think it's helped me kind of find some excitement into learning, and that's great for my future.
Where Where do you see the art house going in the future?
I say that our house has lots of potential because it's an amazing opportunity, like I said, to do these things. And I think it depends on River and Rusty a lot because, like, although this is amazing, it's obviously very demanding for them to kind of facilitate this because you have 20 strangers living in your house. Like, that's the reality of the situation.
Right.
So, like, from their perspective, I completely understand if this isn't sustainable for them. But assuming that they do continue on with this, I can definitely see this becoming a bigger thing because you're putting all these people together that gives them the opportunity to network and better themselves as well.
Themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18?
18, yeah.
You what? Just graduated secondary?
Yeah. So,
Like recently, like this year?
yeah, 3 weeks. Like, I finished my tests, like, after 2 weeks of, like,
Yeah.
doing whatever, flew out over here.
Wow. So you knew about this like opportunity like right during high school or like right after?
I heard about this in the last kind of few weeks of my testing.
Okay.
in school. I honestly wasn't too sure if I'd come. Like I was like thinking I wouldn't, and then last minute I kind of decided that I might as well. There's nothing to lose by coming out here, and if I didn't come, then I'd just be like sitting at home.
Sitting at home.
So
Is
might
that
as well.
kind of what sparked that? Like you coming out here?
Yeah, and then there's also like my family telling me to just go for it. Like that was also a very big kind of contribution. It wasn't really a case of like I was scared or anything like that about like coming and being with people I've never met. For me, it was more so that I could possibly be doing like more worthwhile things at home. Not good to waste time, I guess.
Right. It's a great mindset to have. I was gonna say, wait, do you have siblings?
Yeah. So I have a older sister. She's 6 years older than me, and
Okay.
I have a younger brother
Younger brother.
who's 16 right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this your first time in the U.S.?
It's my first time like recently. It's the first
Okay.
time in New York. I went
First
to
time in New York.
sorry?
First time in New York, you said?
Yeah. I went to Florida when I was like 3, and
Oh,
I think
wow.
I went to LA when I was 5, and I think I also went Vegas when I was like 2. Apparently, obviously I don't really remember
Remember those things?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember any of those times?
I
Probably
remember
not.
when I went to Florida, a bits of that, and I also remember bits of LA.
Okay.
One time I nearly drowned myself. That was fun.
Good thing you didn't. Good thing we still have Tyrese here with us. I wanted to know, for the rest of your time here, what do you hope to gain, and what do you hope to seek?
I hope to gain the kind of passion and curiosity that everyone else has. I think that is a big part of the reason why they're here now and they're like building their own companies, because they have the passion in what they do, and they're all like, that's one thing I noticed. Everyone is curious about something and they're always trying to learn and improve themselves. And I think that is something I need to gain from them. And in terms of what I want before I leave, I would say that. Wait, sorry, what'd you say again?
What do you hope to gain and seek during the rest of your time here?
Okay. Yeah, I'd say the contacts is something else that I definitely seek, because that's also something else that I think would help me. If I have someone or people who can help me sort of navigate this tech world that I'm like not very familiar with, then that'll definitely help me on this journey.
And what topics have excited you the most that you've learned so far? Is it Web3? Is it Web2? Is it?
I'm still very kind of surface level knowledge in terms of like Web3 and even Web2 as well. So I can't really give like full proper perspective on that.
But if you had to say something, like what do you like? Dang, like that's actually dope.
Okay.
It could be anything.
I think the like proof of work, proof of stake kind of protocols are, I don't know if they're protocols.
Yeah.
I think they're really cool because it's like, especially the fact that someone came up with that from nothing, the capability to just innovate is something that I find is really cool. I don't think that was really what you're asking, but
No, that's perfectly fine. You said proof of protocols.
proof of work and proof of stake, like that's how it's used in like proof of work is Bitcoin, or is used in Bitcoin, and it's used to decide what the next problem to be solved is, and proof of stake is something I still need to read up on, but like the point is people are just able to kind of create and innovate like solutions to problems that only they know exist, and that's just amazing if you really think about it.
Okay. I guess my last question is, if there's one thing you could tell yourself in the future after this experience is over, what would that be?
I wouldn't say anything to myself. I'd ask a question. Like I think I would ask, how has coming here affected my trajectory?
That's a good question. Well, Tyrese, I appreciate you, sir. Tell the people your name one more time, Tyrese.
Tyrese Sheyi Anderson Whittington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From the UK, the UK's finest, the man himself. Thank you, sir.